Tanya Smiley, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for making the time. We were just talking about how you're busy all the time, worrying about people, and just wondering how is this person doing? I need to take care of that person. So I really salute you and folks like you who do very important work taking care of our most vulnerable population.
Yes, thank you very much. And I have approximately 100 residents here to keep my mind running.
100. And you are in just like we are in DC area, which is very wealthy and so on. You are in Menlo Park.
Yes, I'm on the border of Menlo Park and Atherton.
Okay, and
That's
nearby
us.
is Google.
We have Google, we have Stanford University, Stanford Hospital.
Hmm.
So we're by a number of big
Big tech.
companies.
Yeah, and Facebook, I think also they are in Menlo Park, aren't they? I think
Yeah, Facebook is close as well.
Facebook, and I think Apple is in Cupertino.
Apple is in Cupertino, yes, and we're not far from Cupertino, probably
Yeah.
like a 15-minute drive.
A minute. Yeah. So, and then plus these are all just the big ones. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other ones who are also, big tech companies or tech companies that. So my point really is that it is interesting, and we're going to be talking about the challenges you have and your community has with food. That such a situation is occurring in such a wealthy context, which is, I think, emblematic of what's happening in our country in general. All right, our
Mhm.
country, the United States, is extremely wealthy. It has a lot
Yeah.
of, I mean, and yet there is this huge, there's a list of huge issues like healthcare, food, just the basic education, transportation, right? That should not exist given the wealth. And so I think your case really um, is interesting because we're talking about the most vulnerable population, right? Older folks,
Mhm.
and so on. We're talking about basic things like food, and we're talking about this happening in a context of wealth. And so, hence, my
Yes.
my sort of real interest in talking to you. So before we do that, how long? First of all, you are a professional service
Coordinator. I'm a
coordinator.
professional service coordinator, correct?
You're certified for it, right? You took
Yes.
training and all that, and how long have you been doing this?
I've probably been in this field for about 11 to 15 years, but at my particular location, I've been here for about 7.5 years.
Okay. So basically, you're one of the few who last. Usually, people just, don't last. Like I read that it's like 85% quit within first 2 years or something.
Oh, I'm not going to quit. I don't plan on it as long as I can support myself. However, but I'm very passionate about the senior community, the
Yeah.
senior population in general. So I will be here for some time. I'm eager to continue to learn and just continue to
Yeah.
serve the community.
Do you know why? I mean, why you have lasted 15 years, um, and then you have 80%, 85% of people quitting in the first 2 years. Is it because of where you are? Is it because of who you are? Is it because what
I
do you
think
think?
it's more of who I am, and I would contribute my parents to that.
Mm.
They've always been the family where other family members uh, go to for assistance. And my parents raised us that we have to help in the community. Growing up, I actually lived by a children's shelter. So that
Mm.
was the start. We had to volunteer at the children's shelter. We had to give our unwanted clothes or clothes that we aged out of. We had to give them to the community centers and churches. And so I've always been involved with community activism.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely because the job is challenging, right?
Yes,
It requires I think it requires all kinds of strengths. It requires physical strength, emotional strength. You have to be on top of things. You're dealing with the population that can hurt itself. If you don't watch out, all right? So
yes,
it takes a lot of character, and so again, hats off to you for doing such an amazing job for like more than almost 2 decades, right? If I want to put it that
yes, yes.
way. Wonderful. Okay, so the other reason why I thought that you would be a very interesting person to speak with is because you have taken the problem of food, let's call it, how would you call it? Food shortage? What would you call it? Food,
It is a food shortage, primarily financially,
financial.
financial food shortage, where the residents that live here are some of the lowest income that are in this community. This is a HUD Section 8 property that is for seniors and disabled. And, we know that seniors didn't make the income to support themselves, the income that's needed to support themselves now.
Yeah.
So financially, food and other items are a major issue, but the daily food purchase is a struggle.
Yeah, yeah. And so the fact that what interested me is how you are tackling this problem, right? I know a lot of folks who are basically what they're doing is they're pleading for more money from HUD and so on. But what you did is you and I'll let you speak to it. But you went ahead and took the initiative to solve this problem and tell me, what are the main sort of the big rocks in terms of your strategy of how to solve this problem.
Um, Going out in the community. I believe that in this position, you have to go out into the community and meet different people and go to the different events that are presented. So with me, I am a subsidy of another company, and I asked them if I could run a food pantry. And the company that I worked for agreed that it was a good idea. So I partnered with Second Harvest, a food bank, which is pretty popular here in California, as well as Trader Joe's. I get a lot of food from them. Then I also went out in the community to find volunteers because I'm just one person, even though I saw this dream of being able to provide, food for the residents. I couldn't do it alone. So I have a couple of volunteers that come in and I just do as many resources as possible.
Yeah, I want amazing. And these are where did you find these volunteers?
The different community events that I went to. One was already in place, and that is National Charity League, NCL. They're pretty popular here in this area. It's a mom and daughter group, and primarily the moms help me during the day, and moms and daughters will come on weekends for different events. During the day, every other Thursday, the moms will come. I go out and gather different food from different organizations and then unload my car, put it in the fridge on Thursday, come back, unload the fridge, and the volunteers will come in and assist me with an assembly line type situation where we load the bags and we take the bags to each resident that wants a bag. So that's approximately 65 residents every other Thursday. I can't tell them what items I will receive, but I make sure that they're nutritious items, fruits, vegetables, a few dry goods. We've been fortunate to still be able to get eggs in this time.
Yeah,
And then I try to give them at least one protein a month,
yeah. And this is every week you give them a bag?
every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. And
Every
does
two.
that, I'm assuming, and so these are apartments, right?
Yes.
Okay. And and they're able to cook on in the apartment. They have, this.
Yes, this apartment complex has approximately, again, 93 units. Each unit is either a one-bedroom apartment or a studio. So each unit has the capacity to live and cook and be comfortable.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Um, and so you said 50, 60 of them actually take it. And so these folks need it. They're not,
Oh, yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
they need
Um,
it.
And it's interesting that the others didn't just say, "Yeah, give me," which tells you something about folks. They don't want to just waste, right? I mean, the rest of the
Yeah,
three
they either those or either the ones that don't take it, they don't want to waste, or they're not home all the
home
time
all the time.
because
Yeah,
we have a time frame that we do this.
got you. Yeah.
But
That,
often the residents will share with one another with what they have.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's one thing that I have learned is, um, the more we are in a position of need, the more generous we are. I have discovered. And the more rich, the more greedy and selfish people are. That's what I have discovered in life. I don't know about whether you have seen that, but the most
Uh,
giving people are the people who are that they have $2, they'll give 50 cents because they feel
right.
the pain, they feel the pain. They understand the
Yes,
pain. But
yes, they understand. They
people who are living in
understand.
their comfortable bubbles who never encounter any adversity, and there are many of them, all right? That's the
Mm,
tragedy of our current situation. There's a whole bunch of people who have a lot of money. They just don't, they live in they think everybody's like them, comfortable,
yes.
or they forget, they forgot about how life was tough, or they have become hardened in their heart. So that's why I'm sort of really impressed by the residents. How are the residents receiving this? Do they feel like how do they feel about what you're doing? Are they thankful?
I believe most of the residents are thankful.
Yeah,
One, it subsidizes their income, right? If they're
yeah.
getting
They don't have to spend
fresh
it.
fruits and vegetables and food, that means that they can, use their money for other items, say the prescription drugs or pull-ups, or there's multiple different things inside their apartment they may want, a new blanket, shoes, different things like that, if they're not concerned so much with purchasing food.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what's interesting is and you're not giving them like what you call it, like I don't know, frozen dinner. You're giving them stuff that is nutritious, right?
Oh no, I don't give them frozen dinners. Again, it's fruits and vegetables, fresh fruits and
Fresh
vegetables,
fruit. Yeah,
some dry goods, bread, not a lot of bread, and a protein.
yeah, yeah.
So they're getting items that they can cook, a few items that are handy, but I try to keep away from high sugar
Sugar.
content and high salt.
High salt and high sugar. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, my thinking, I was thinking that giving them like you're saying, giving them food so they don't have to spend money, or they can save some money and use it for, say, for medicine, right? So
Mhm.
not only are you enabling them to eat well, you're enabling them to do things like, buy the medicine that they need, as opposed to there's no food. They go to the 7-Eleven because this is the closest one to them. I don't know. I mean, a lot of these they go to, there's food desert, right? So they buy
Right.
stuff that hurts them. So they're buying stuff that hurts them, and they don't have enough money for the medicine. So it turns into a nasty cascading set of things where they're eating bad, they're not taking their medicine, all because there was that gap that you're filling. Meaning, what I'm saying is that it's a very strategic place to do that, right? To give them
Mhm.
nutrition, so they save money, so they can buy medicine, and all of a sudden you have a good virtuous cycle happening.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the goal.
that's the goal. Yeah. And so at this point, so I really what I'm want to do, to be honest with you, is I want to figure out a way to let other folks out there who are sort of blocked and stuck, or they're not thinking, out of the box. How do we have them, like learn from you? And step one is this podcast, right? So that we can publish it and we can let all the service coordinators know about what you're doing. But then maybe what we can do is we can think of, okay, how do we sort of kind of create a video or a document that says, here's the low hanging fruit you can do. Is there Trader Joe's nearby? Is there a high school nearby? Reach out to them for volunteers, because this is because you've done it, you're doing it,
Yeah,
right? So you know all
right.
the steps, right? Or, you don't have things missing. You've done it from, and then we can think what else. How for example, you are yourself going and doing and picking up and all that. What if we can find somebody who does that? So you're thinking about, I don't know, maybe bringing more, using your time to bring more than just Trader Joe's. Maybe, give them more food. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking of doing. What do you think?
I think the way to start to get assistance with food is you have to reach out.
Yeah.
You have to reach out to other entities that are around you. Even if there is a food bank, ask that
Yeah.
food bank could you host, um, once a week, can you have their company come at your site for once or twice, a month?
Yeah.
Then the primary way to get started is to go to the different organizations that are having presentations. Maybe they're having a presentation on, you know, low vision. However, when you meet other people in the community, you get the opportunity to talk about what each other's needs are. You get the opportunity to say what what you can do to support them if they are supporting you. So you're doing a collaboration of
Nice.
things. So
Yeah.
that's mostly how I've been able to get the assistance that I need. Going to other communities. Stanford is nearby. If Stanford's hosting something, I go to it and I speak to the people that are there. If, say, for instance, there's a HOA meeting, and I might go to the HOA meeting and let people know that my property is within their community because uh, a lot of them don't know what this building is.
Yeah.
They don't know that for a senior community. You just have to be vigilant with getting out in the community. Yeah, you can do cold calls, you can, do email and do Facebook, but I think the human contact, personal communication, and building relationships is the best thing that I've been able to do.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. What's interesting is um, there is this so you have resources, right? And then
Mhm.
one has to go and look out for them, right? Look for those resources and sort of engage and one-on-one, attending meetings and so on is the best way, in my opinion. I agree with you. What's interesting is the flip side as well. A lot of people are looking for meaning in their life. Okay. And it's an important problem that we have right now. A lot of people who are just go to their job, their job is just, they go, it's just, whatever. It's marketing, whatever it may be, whatever. It's a job. It's just job where they don't get any meaning out of it, really. No satisfaction. I mean, you are in a really privileged position because every single day, if somebody were to stop you and say, well, tell me, what impact have you done in anybody's life today? You can say, well, Nancy, and so on and so forth, immediately, right? But if you take your average person who is in the office today in billing or whatever it may be, you ask them, have you made somebody's life easier today? They'd say, probably not. And probably I haven't done so for years. And so this notion, I think the thing, my point really is, there are people out there who just don't know how to get to adding meaning to their life, right? And helping others, as we all know, helping other human beings is the most fulfilling of all activities that give you meaning, right? You can go to church, but even church brings into it helping others. So the helping of others is the most meaningful thing you can do. And so all I'm saying is that part of the reach out is knowing that there are people out there who probably would be very receptive to saying, there is a community of seniors over here and we need food. Would you be able to help? Right? Just basically like that. And they were like,
Right.
damn, of course. Instead of, and next time they're playing the video games for hours, it comes to their mind that wouldn't it have been nicer and more meaningful for you to go and do something like that? It's this lack of knowledge. Again, I go back to the bubble. People live in bubbles. They don't know that there are these things that are low hanging fruit and then all they need to do is 2 or 3 hours a week, and they'll feel much better about themselves, in my opinion. What do you think?
Right. I agree with you. Um, for some people, it's difficult to have that human connection when you don't already know them, to meet new people.
Yeah,
Like say, for instance, today. Today I went to a presentation about food, of course, because that's what I need. I
yeah,
went to um, to meet with a person from, it's called UC Master Gardening.
Uh-huh.
No, UC Master Gardeners. And so what they do is they assist with planting gardens. And I want to know about being able to plant a garden on this particular property, on the site where the residents live, so they can participate with growing their own food and being able to share the food within the community. So you have to get out, and the gardeners, they're passionate about growing. It may not be necessarily growing food, they might want to be growing plants so they can more bees can have pollen. But they are passionate about growing. So I just implemented myself into their organization today by letting them know I have seniors that are in need of food, and I think it would be a great idea for the seniors to participate in growing their food. It could help me and the seniors in a number of areas by one, cutting down with loneliness. Loneliness is big amongst seniors. It could also help by creating a positive social environment. So, you just have to get out and be positive, smile, be happy, share what your goals are for your community,
Yeah.
and other people will take interest.
Well, you're a very special lady, I can tell you that.
I thank you.
Amazing, amazing. I really, I admire people who wake up in the morning and they go and solve problems, right? And they are aware of what's around. And then this is beautiful example that you gave about the gardener, right? They have passion, right? And you
Yeah.
figure out a connection between them, okay, and you. All of a sudden, you have friends, you know.
Yeah.
And then, as they say in that song, we need a little help from our friends, right? Right?
Yeah, it's always good to have to know different people within your community. You never know what type of information that they can share with you and you can share with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, well, the time has gone by very fast, Tanya.
Yes.
Miley, I enjoyed this conversation. I have a feeling that you and I are going to be talking many times about this issue, the food pantry. And as I said, I think it would be really interesting to see if we can help other folks, right? Learn from you, emulate you, and then we can call it the Tanya Smiley program. Okay. And we can take it
You-
national, Seriously.
yeah, that would be great. And it doesn't have to have my name attached to it because I'm willing to assist where I can.
Well, the
You
smiley the smiley name is perfect,
know.
right? It's the Smiley
Yeah,
Project, right? As soon as you hear
yeah.
it, people will not be able to help themselves but smile.
Okay. Well, we'll have to tackle this together. You
Oh, we
you
will, we
have a lot of
will. Trust me.
ideas, and I have some
You will
too.
you will see. When I find some a good person who has a good idea, I cling to them until they say, "Get." I want to make things happen. Tanya, Smile, thank you so much again. I really enjoyed this conversation, um,
Yes.
very much.
Yeah. And I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.